Hello, go-getters. Happy Wednesday. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to see you all at 9 a.m. If you notice, I maybe have it might be a little bit of a different look because I just got my kids off to school. So good morning. And this is our recap. So first of all, drop below if you attended the masterclass. Some of it, all of it, none of it, let us know so I make sure I know who we are talking to today. And as always, drop in where you're watching from, okay? Hello, hello. So again, if you're just watching this, drop in your name and where you're watching this from. And did you attend none of the masterclass, part of the masterclass, or the whole thing? And if you did attend some of it, what's been your biggest shift? But if you didn't get to attend it, and let me make sure you can all hear me, right? If you did not get to attend, have no fear. We are going to go through a fast and furious recap because what I want to show you is the arc of the transformation going from where you're at right now to where you want to go. And what are the stepping stones along the way? All right. So not going to start with music. We're just going to dive in. Okay. And I will have a worksheet on this later today. What I'm going to do is I know there's so many of you that said, I want to attend, but I've got a meeting already or something happening. And yes, just to confirm, all of the replays, all the videos are now down. We said we'd take them down last night at midnight PST. We took them down this morning. We gave you an extra 7 hours, but they are now down. Okay. And I'm so glad to hear that you thought it was wonderful. I know I had so many people say, I cannot believe that you gave this away for free. Maybe that's a hint that we should charge next time. No, we wanted to bring you amazing information to help you. I mean, my mission is to help female entrepreneurs to live their passion, to create a business that supports the life that you have, right? The life that you want, because you are the person, you are your brand that is breathing life into your business. Hello, Irina. Hello, Heather. Welcome to the collective, Heather. Chelsea, hello, and welcome, Chelsea. I love seeing so many of our new collective sisters. Okay, so this afternoon, we will send the video recording of the recap. You will get this and you will get to keep it, and we'll send a worksheet. So for right now, grab a pen, grab paper, and I'm going to walk through with you every single step, okay? Single step. And so this way, if you have notes, you make sure that these are the things you go back on. Oh, yes, Lauren, could you drop in the worksheet? That would be amazing. Lauren is literally the best. So I will pull that up and I will actually share this worksheet as we go. Let me find it. All right. Refreshing the Gmail. Lauren, I don't see it yet. I don't see it. All right. Well, wait just a moment because I want to make sure that we have this and then we will get started. So while we are waiting, for those of you that made the step, I see several of you on this in the collective, I just want to welcome you. We start today in 3 hours with your very first bonus training. Technically, you start next week with your orientation, and we have KK, who is Tony Robbins' top trainer, coming in to just light you into massive action. If you think that this last 9 days lit a fire under you, wait until you see KK. She is amazing. And that's just an example of one of the incredible experts that we bring in. She had just opened up UPW in front of 80,000 people. Plus Tony Robbins did a free little challenge, and she opened that up in front of, I think, 500,000 people. And she is coming to train our collective sisters. All right, let me just refresh one more time looking for that worksheet. Lauren, I can't find it. Send it back to me, please. Okay, let me see if I can. Nope, I can't. All right, Lauren's going to send it to me. Okay, last, if you're joining this, where are you watching from? Drop in below. Drop in your biggest shift. And you know what? Good morning, Cafiero team. Good morning. I would love to hear one thing that you are grateful for or that you are excited about. Because here's what I know to be true. What we focus on grows, what we focus on, we find. If you are focused on, oh my gosh, I didn't watch all the trainings. Oh no, like that is what you're going to find. You're going to find that you are missing what you need. If you are focused on getting into massive action on what you got clear on, you are going to make quantum leaps in your business. Okay. So focus on what you're grateful for, what you're excited about, and where you're going to get into massive action. Do not let this, thank you, Lauren, I got it. Do not let this be shelf help. Okay, do not let this be shelf help. All right, I'm going to download the worksheet and then share it with you all. And are you ready to begin? Are you ready? Because we are ready. Okay, almost there, ladies. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now, I will not, again, not my zone of genius to sing. So, all right. So what this is, and let me share my screen. Let's see here. What this is, the 9-day recap. Oh my gosh, Lauren, by the way, creates just the most beautiful graphics. Can we all thank her? Because every worksheet that you saw this week, Lauren did all of them, all of them. Okay, let me go ahead and share and just let me know if you can see this. And again, I know you don't have this yet with you, but you will get a copy. I highly encourage you. It often takes twice to go through something, sometimes 3 times, right? It often takes 2 to 3 times because the first time we get information and the second time we start to learn how to implement and integrate into our business. But even if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, go through it twice. So for those of you watching now that have your pens and paper ready to go, make sure that when you get the recording in your email this afternoon, make sure to go through it again. Ideally in the next 24 hours while it's fresh and while you're in momentum, okay? Also, check your emails. Sometimes they go into the promotions or the spam folder. We want to make sure that you are getting them. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Let me know. So here it is, Masterclass Recap, March 20, well, we went a little longer than the 22nd to the 26th, but this is 5 days to fully booked for the female entrepreneur and business owner. Here's a little bit of information about me. If you didn't catch my bio, a bit about me and how you can continue to be part of this group where you can connect with us, make sure to follow us on Instagram, myself at Rebecca Cafiero, and then the Pitch Club at thepitch.club. And, oh, my podcast. We are going to be launching season 3 in May. I'm looking at my board right now. In May. So make sure, go back and binge some episodes. We love shares. I do pick winners out to win a $50 gift card to your favorite small business. So if you leave a review, you have a chance to get picked. Okay, let's dive in. Let me zoom in a little on this. Okay, are you ready? So first of all, what is our goal? What is our goal? Now, I know you each have unique goals, but overall, the goal is to build and scale a 6-figure or more business and to be fully booked with clients you love. Now, when I say fully booked, I don't mean working 60 hours a week or 80 hours a week. Maybe it's 20, maybe it's 30, maybe it's 40, but it's to create a business that supports the unique life you lead. And why did I put in 6 figures? Some of you shared with me, whether it was on 20-minute discovery calls or whether it was, in some of your applications, you shared with me your goals of making 40 or 50,000 a year. And first of all, I want to applaud you for just dreaming bigger than what you're living right now. But I really, my goal is that every female that has the desire to up-level her business hits 6 figures or more. And it's completely possible. That is not blowing smoke up your bum, right? It is completely possible. And for some of you that I've already connected with, you're like, no, 6 figures is enough. I want, my ideal life costs a lot more than that. And I am ready to earn, to create the abundance to pay for it. So I'm saying 6 figures as your minimum, okay? Your minimum. I want you to up-level your understanding of what is possible. Okay, so ready, goal to build and scale a 6-figure or more business and be fully booked with clients you love. And that does not mean one-on-one. Some of you, that's going to be launching programs. Some of you, that's going to be doing offerings or courses, right? Or books or podcasts, all of the things. Now, what was the first pillar to building out a business and being fully booked with clients you love? The number 1 pillar, be clear. All of the strategies in the world will not help you if you are not clear. Now, what do I mean by clear? First of all, clear in your goals, right? We got clear in our goals and our vision for success, but clear that you have not only the permission, but the responsibility to promote your business, right? Your business is your baby and it needs you to advocate for it. So you have the permission to promote and you sign the permission slips. So again, if you're catching the recap, check in our back training. Some of these things I've talked about, not as in depth as I went into the masterclass, but some of these I've talked about before, or make sure you follow my social media. Lauren, can you drop in the link, permissiontopromote.co? Because this is, again, we talked about this day one. This is the number one thing I see holding female entrepreneurs back is you spend money on learning things, you create these products and services, and you never put them out there, or you do it without confidence. And so your offerings fall flat. I want you to show up fully for yourself, fully expressed, fully for your business. We talked about your unique expert experience. You have to be crystal clear on where you are uniquely an expert. On that intersection, I'm going to grab my whiteboard here. On that intersection, right, between your background, your passions, and your education, right there. That's your unique expert experience. And then how to take that into your zone of genius, right? So what you love, what you're great at, and what people will pay you for. That intersection is where you make money. And we got into your niche statement, how you help, who you help, how you help them, and the unique way that you do it to get a crystal clear transformation that is supported by your zone of genius and your unique expert experience. So day one, we got really, or day 1 and 2, we got really clear. Yes, be clear, be seen. Oh, someone's dropping in this. You're looking back at your notes, aren't you? Or maybe you have integrated this into what you know to be true. Okay, what is step 2? Be seen. You must be seen, be visible, right? We talked about the visibility or the expert triangle with visibility, credibility, and profitability. So be seen. What we went over, I think it was day 3, is how to social proof your online presence, whether that's your website, your social media, your email signature, right? With a signature that sells, how to have a clear call to action of how people work with you, how to have compelling testimonials, and a brilliant bio. Now, we didn't go through the signature and the bio, but those are parts of how to be seen. The goal is, in this swipe culture where people have a 5-second, at most, attention span, is that you have got to be showing up and positioned undisputably as the expert of your experience, as a genius in what you do, and people need to understand that within 3 to 5 seconds of coming across to you. So, Sveta, that is, no worries. Your unique statement, your niche statement, your niche statement is the I help, or I empower, or I teach motivated female entrepreneurs how to overcome overwhelm and infocrastination with my, I would say with my immersive business growth accelerator, the collective, with my exclusive inner circle mastermind, and my free trainings in the goal getter group. I mean, that's an example, right? So what you do, who you help, how you help them, you can even put in your products and offerings there. All right, with compelling testimonials, we're going to get deeper into that, with a brilliant bio, and with something I want to call the visibility ladder. And I actually realized we did not talk about this. So for those of you, I'm going to pull it up. For those of you that are like, what, the visibility ladder? I'm going to give you a little preview right now, right? We talked about press, and I'll talk about it a little bit more, and how it can be the rocket fuel, right? Literally the spaceship taking you into outer space, into a world where more people know about you and you're more credible. So let's talk about the visibility ladder. We'll do a future training on this. Visibility ladder. All right, if you think about a ladder, now not the corporate ladder, I don't want you climbing the ladder, I want you building your own. But if you think about the visibility ladder, okay, here it is, right? The bottom step is your online presence. These are things like your website, your social media, your blog, even, again, your email signature. I have several clients who have gotten booked through their email signature because someone they were corresponding with, or someone that got forwarded it, saw their niche statement and went and checked them out and ended up booking them. Next, I call it quotes and features. This is where you are featured in a publication, in a online publication like a medium.com, Hello Birdie, or Hello Giggles, Birdie, Sunday Riley, US News and World Report. It's where you get quoted, typically backlinked to your website, quoted, right? And I show how that's part of my PR Superstar course that all the collective members receive, is I show you exactly how to do, by the way, all of these steps. Next is guest post, guest blogging, guest writing. Basically, it's winning the SEO game. Guest post. So there's so many magazines out there and online publications that are constantly putting out content. And if you position yourself as an expert, they want to hear from you, especially if you do it in a way that is different than others. So again, diving into your genius, diving into your niche and your unique expert experience. Next is podcasts, guest speaking, and video. Okay, so this part of the ladder is where you are typically in someone's ears for 30 to 40 minutes, right? That's a huge time investment. And they're getting to know, like, and trust you. So that's either your own podcast, that's guesting on podcasts. I'm like checking out the chat here. Okay, I want to make sure if you have questions, drop it in the chat. I will check it in between content. Okay, so guest podcast, that would be guest speaking for other people's groups, masterminds, being interviewed in a group like the Goal Getters. It's also putting out high quality video. And I don't mean you need a production crew. I mean high quality content on video, such as YouTube, which is evergreen, which lives forever. Okay, so that is that part. Then we've got magazines. So that's, or it could be newspapers as well. That's physical, right? In people's hands, even though I personally love online because of the backlink. And then the highest part of the ladder is TV, news spots. Think about the talking head. I've been on a couple of different news spots as well as doing a TEDx. And this is where you have to give very concise, high value information in a short time. You have 2 to 3 minutes to show up and deliver content. So why is this so important? Is that there's actually less, there's a lot of competition out here, but you can go for very easy wins. So that will be a future training, the visibility ladder. I know I didn't talk about that, but I want you to think about that, because visibility is key. And for you that do, well, all of you, right? If you don't want to spend $3,000 to $5,000 a month hiring a PR agency, then there are ways to get free visibility. I have not paid for the 25 plus publications I've been in, the groups I've spoken in, the podcasts I've aired on. I've never paid for that. Okay. And I love showing people how to do that, because the average female entrepreneur does not have the budget to spend $50,000 to $60,000 a year on PR that may or may not turn around that type of investment back in their business. But anyways, let's go on, because I could literally talk all day about PR. It's one of my favorite topics. All right, be heard, right? We just talked about the visibility ladder. You need to be heard. Now, what does that mean? Be heard means that when someone sees you, the message that you have sinks in. And there's a few different ways to do it. It's really about having credibility, right? Not just seen, but they listen. They listen and they want to understand your value, your tips, your content. So you can build credibility with podcasts. You can build credibility with the publications. Again, that visibility ladder, and power partners. When you are introduced or referred by a happy customer or an expert, people listen up, right? They listen up because of social proofing. All right, what's next? Be valued. What is the point of all of this? One is to get your brand, get your magic out there, to put a spotlight on your brilliance, to put a megaphone to your message, but it's also to be paid your worth. It's to add value and correctly price your products and your services, and then attract the customers that are excited to get the transformation you deliver and will pay you for it. Okay, so what else do we have here? Oh, and I didn't even put this in. Be an expert. Be an expert. Right? So what does being an expert entail? Being an expert is that you have people reaching out to you. That's the difference. You can be heard, you can be seen, and you can be valued. But when you are considered the go-to expert in your space, people reach out to you. So I'll give you some examples of this. I had a reporter reach out to me last week for a physical magazine, a national magazine, that said, hey, I saw some of your tips in another publication. I'd love to interview you if you have the time. I jumped on a 30-minute call with her, and she's going to run it. I don't know when it will run, hopefully next few weeks, but that's what you want. You want someone reaching out to you and saying, hey, I heard you here. I would love to feature you. That is being an expert. People offering you opportunities, ideally paying you for them, or at least giving you very big exposure. Okay, let me scroll up. So now we're going to go through each day. Each day. So let's talk about, what did we learn in day 1? Oh, and also building out your personal what for success, your personal vision. Sveta said, we're going through the gaps too fast. Well, we're going to go through what we learned each day, But I wanted everyone to get really clear on what are the pillars. These are the pillars to being successful in your business, and not just successful, right? Because what is success? You created a personal vision for success. What does success look like to you? And being clear, being seen, being heard, being valued, and being the expert, that is everyone's goal, is to be considered the expert. Now, maybe you don't want to be on podcasts, you don't want to be on the news, but don't you want to have a business that is so clearly valuable that people reach out to you, people book your calendar, people want to work with you, and you are doing inviting of people or fitting people to be the right client versus chasing? Yes? Okay. So let's go through what did we learn each day. And I'm just going to get a little bit into each of these. And definitely, if you're watching this, let me know what was impactful for you. And if you didn't go through it, if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so day one, we focused on our permission to promote. Again, it's our responsibility and our privilege to promote our business, right? Our business isn't just, a box. It's not just a legal entity. Hopefully it's a legal entity that delivers a product or a service. Our business is our unique calling. It's our magic. It's our ability to create our legacy and impact in the world, right? So you've got to treat your business like a baby, right? It needs your advocacy. It needs your support. It needs your hopefully not blood, sweat, and tears, but at least sweat and tears, right? What does a world without your business look like? When you think back to people that you've helped, whether you've helped them because they paid you, or maybe you've got a new business or a side hustle that you've been doing it for free. When you've helped someone and you've impacted their life or their business or their health or their money, think about what a world without your business or your gifts is like. What would that person be struggling with still? And I want you to think about this, because often we say, oh, I don't have strength, the energy, the resources to make this happen. But we're not asking ourselves, what happens if we don't? I'd ask yourself, what happens if you do? Dream big, right? This is your unique dream. And we signed the permission slip. And I highly recommend, if you, Lauren will drop in permission, www.permissiontopromote.co, because I wanted to make it accessible for those of you that missed day one, or maybe you missed the masterclass, to at least have this, which is walking through permission to promote, how to create your alter ego, and then signing your permission slip. I want you to have that. It's my gift to you after this masterclass, so that you can go through it anytime you're feeling imposter syndrome, or you're feeling like awkward putting yourself out there, wherever that is, and offering people the gift that you hold. Okay. We also talked about your unique expert experience. Again, no one does exactly what you do, right? And if you've got the worksheets, you have all of this. If you have the worksheets, this is a reminder. In fact, if you opted in or signed up to be part of this masterclass, even if you missed the videos, you still have the worksheets. So you can take these worksheets and this recap training, and you can still get so much out of it. But you've got a unique expert experience that's based upon your passions, your backgrounds, the way that you grew up, what you've gone through, good and bad. You've got unique expert experience through your actual education or your real life education, the School of Hard Knocks. Okay, that's day one. Day two, we talked about your zone of genius. This is straight from the book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Okay, your zone of genius. Where are you spending your time? Are you spending your time in your zone of competence? Things like Canva, right? You can do it, but should you? In your zone of excellence, often this is our corporate careers. It's what we're good at. It's what people ask us to do. It's what we get paid for, but it doesn't necessarily light us up. It's not where we want to be spending our time. And then we have our zone of genius, which is our area of creativity. It's where magic happens. It's where we're often pulled to. And we should be spending, ideally, 75% of our working time there. And everything else we can automate, delegate, or delete. And if you want to understand more about how to do this in your personal life as well as your professional life, in my book, Becoming You, there is a copy, well, not a copy, there's an exercise that will walk you through it. So if anyone wants to drop in, www www.permissiontopromote.co. That's where you can get a free sample. And I'll make sure to put that link today in the recap email. All right, so day 2, we went through your zone of genius and your niche statement. Your zone of genius, again, that's your area of creativity. Your niche statement is how you take that genius and how you help others with the transformation with it. It's who you help, how you help them, and what is unique about the way that you do it. Right? Because a lot of people help people live better lives, help people get healthier, help people with their business. But you do it in a way that's completely unique to you based upon your unique expert experience and your zone of genius. And so just going back, I saw Sveta asked about, I think we talked about your unique statement, niche statements, how to build your online presence, Let me find that page because there's 5 steps. And this isn't about how to build it. It's how to create social proofing in it. And social proofing is having people, when they find you, believe that you are credible. So that was on day 3. We talked about the types of social proof. Yes, Heather, it's not just what you do and who you help. It's the transformation you provide and your unique way of doing it, right? Web designers, there's lots of web designers out there, right? And they help people that need websites. Thank you, Lauren. But the way that they actually do it is unique, right? The process they go through, the customer journey, the transformation, and how you uniquely do it is going to be completely individual to you, like a snowflake. So we talked about the different types of social proof, right? There's expert social proof. We talked about PR. So your newspapers, your podcast, power partners, those are expert social proofs. User social proof, things like testimonials, case studies. User social proof creates believable examples. Expert social proof helps to leverage the credibility of whoever the expert is that is recommending you. There's also friend wisdom. That is things like personal referrals, and that is relatable. And then, of course, publications and podcasts, that's expert social proof. That is the jet fuel, right? The jet fuel. And then ways to social proof. Talked about how to create testimonials, right? How important it is that 92% of people read testimonials before they make a buying decision. By the way, any of you that are still on the fence about the collective, go into the guide testimonials. I think we have 20 plus testimonials from women within the collective, and they share their experience. And what often you find in a testimonial is you find someone like you that has your dreams, your goals, not exactly, right, but similar, and also maybe some of the same fears. And seeing someone else that is like you overcome them and have success creates what? Belief. And I want you all to have an MBA, a master's in belief and action, right? Okay. And how do you social proof your online presence fast? Number 1, clear photo, a clear photo. So many of you, when you turn in applications for phone calls, I went and looked at your social media and you don't have a clear photo. Maybe it's a photo of something else. Oh, thank you, Chelsea. So you have, maybe it's a logo, maybe it's your pet. You need to have a clear photo of yourself. People want to know who the human being is that they're doing business with. Again, you are your brand. Your brand is who you are. Your business is what you do, right? Now, while your business doesn't live without you, people want to know who is the human being they're connecting with. That's why people are doing business with small business. They want to get away from the corporate where you call someone on an 800 number and you can never talk to a live person. You are a real person in business, so you want to show up as that person. Number 2 is your niche statement. Your niche statement creates incredible social proof because it creates clarity. You're not just saying I'm coffee lover, dog lover, mom, all about women in business. You're telling them exactly who you help, how you help them, how they get a transformation, and what's unique about it. Number 3 is the testimonials we just talked about. Number 4 is a signature that sells. This is in the workbook, and this gives you the exact steps with examples. But making sure that you have a very clear, professional email set up with a clear call to action. And then giving value, right? Having a freebie. And we talked about this in the value ladder. All right, day 4. Talk about the expert triangle. The triangle of being seen as that go-to expert is building visibility, credibility, and profitability. Because I don't want you to just be seen as an expert and have people listen to you. I want them to utilize your products and services so you can live the life of your dream and so you can help more people. Oh, thank you, Irina. Okay, we talked about creating your value ladder. So this was, by the way, the 6-step signature that sells, and with some examples of that. And if you have questions, email me, Rebecca at RebeccaCafiero.com, and I will respond. Ideally, tell me your top takeaways or what you loved about the masterclass. And I will respond, and you'll have a template of my email signature that you can utilize yourself. Okay. All right. Niche statement, expert triangle here. And then we got into the value ladder, something everyone needs for your business. Like, and I don't know where I put that sheet of paper. You can tell we finished 9 days. This is the 10th day. Oh, here we go. Because my office is, for me, a mess. All right, the value ladder. And Lauren is giving links to the worksheet. The value ladder. And what that does is I don't love the word sales funnel, but it shows how you give value with your products and services, right? It shows you exactly what to focus on so that there's a natural progression to where people find you and how they can get your content while they are determining whether or not they're going to work with you. And I love training on this about the buying cycle or the buying window. Okay, next we got into how to increase the value in what you do. Now, why is this so important? Because if you want to earn more income and work with your dream clients and delight them, there's ways that you can create value in your products and services without spending more money. This is the thing is I love to teach people things that are not going to cost them money. I'm not telling you that you need to go out and spend $10,000 on SEO or $5,000 on chatbots, right? I mean, do I believe in having a coach? 100%. Do I believe in having a great website? Absolutely, right? There's some things that are really going to help. But I love showing you things that you can tangibly take away and get into action with in order to see big results fast, right? Not big results in a year, but that's every single training in the collective. And for those of you on this, Irina, I mean, you definitely can speak to this. What our goal is in a 1-hour training that you get the ability to answer questions or ask questions, that you get to specifically customize what we're talking about for your business, that you come out of it with, your one paragraph about your services. You come out of it with your value ladder. Every single thing is designed to give you not only clarity, and a belief, but the ability to get into action. And for most of the women, in fact, I'll answer this question about the time that is spent in the collective. For most of our clients and our students, they find that for every hour of training, an extra 30 to 60 minutes a week of action work in their business, this is not extra work, gets incredible results. Okay, so 4 steps to increase value. Getting curious and asking questions, right? How can I make my service more valuable? How can I save my client time or money, right? How can I do some market research? How can I optimize my services by communicating my signature process, my customer journey, asking for feedback, refining things, giving support by resources, referrals, and educating my clients to give them a jump start. And then we talked about price increases, scheduling it in, limiting it, right? And how to build more value and earn more money, exactly how to do that. Okay, then on day 5, which was Friday, it feels like a month ago, doesn't it? We talked about how to go from hourly, for those of you that are hourly priced, to flat rate or package pricing, right? Package or product pricing. How to show the value of your services, but not just what you offer. So if you're doing social media management, not just, exactly what you offer. I do, DM engagement, I do posting, I do hashtag optimization, right? But how to actually show them the value of the results that you deliver so they can see exactly what their investment is really worth. Yes. Okay. And we've talked about the 3X factor, that your value of your services should ideally be 3 times what the investment is. Okay. So number 6, this was our first bonus day. We talked about how to find and connect with your prospective clients and where to find power partners. Why is this so important? Is it can't be everywhere at once. So you want to make sure you're at the place or in the places that are going to create the most traction for your business. So we talked about the 5 places to find and connect, especially power partners and referral partners. So many. Oh, Liz, I'm so glad to hear you missed the other ones, but this one was fantastic. So many people are looking for the bright, shiny objects. Not that Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook can't be a great source, but they shouldn't be the only source. They're a tool. They shouldn't be the crutch. So developing power partnerships, developing referral partners. First of all, you're not going to ask for a referral unless you're giving an incredible service. So if you're intentional about asking for referrals or connecting with others that share similar clients but don't compete, what's going to happen is you're going to optimize your services naturally. Okay, then we got into, oh my goodness, who loved day 7? Day 7. How many of you got a lot of you had an eye-opening or mind-blowing moment when you found out what is the cost of your ideal life? And you realized it's actually much larger or more than maybe what you'd set your sights on. We dove into the importance of having a financial goal that you actually care about, right? Not just a pie in the sky number that sounds good. I want to hit 6 figures. Well, why? What will that allow you to do? So we dove into exactly what the cost of your ideal life is, what the cost is of delegating, right? Getting help, whether that's personal or professional, the house cleaner, the maybe childcare, getting an assistant in your business, right? Someone to do your social media if that's not what lights you up. We talked about, someone was watching the replay last night before midnight. We talked about the cost of self-care, of travel, paying off debt. How much do you want to give? And making sure you save money for taxes, right? And then we looked at what is the gap? What is the gap between what you're currently earning and where you want to go? And this is a really serious question I highly recommend everyone can do, right? You can figure out, what am I earning now? Where do I want to go? And what is the difference? What is that gap? And then what's your strategy for bridging the gap? What is your strategy for bridging the gap? Hope is not a strategy, okay? You need something very tangible, actionable, and then we dove into how to do that. But also I want to ask you, what is the cost of inaction? The biggest thing that I see for female entrepreneurs in looking at making any type of investment is, oh, I just don't think that's doable right now. I need to wait until I'm earning more in my business before I invest in it. And my question is, my statement is, you can't expect what you won't invest. You cannot go to the bank and ask to take out, right, a withdrawal unless you first made the deposit. So how can you bridge that gap? And what does that look like? And I really hope everyone attended day 7, ideally watched it twice and went through this worksheet, right? And so I'll go through it. So if you have this worksheet, which you do, because you can still all download the worksheet if you had, if you'd opted in for the masterclass, right? You got the worksheets. If you're watching this later, we'll leave this video up. If you're watching this and you didn't, reach out to us. We will give you the worksheet, okay? Now, I know that there's a lot of blanks, but you can still do a lot. You can still get a lot of clarity from it. So we understood, what is your big income goal? What is your financial goal, okay? And how many customers do you want to serve? Where do you serve people? What are your products or services? And this is all fill in the blanks for yourself on this page. You don't need really a training for this. You just need to sit down in a quiet space and be ready to dream big. What is your flagship or your goal product valued at? Not what it currently is, but what are you intent on valuing it at once you optimize it? How many clients can you serve well with that product per year and per month? And then if your goal is to make 100,000, or if it's 200 or 300 or whatever that goal is, reverse engineering those financial goals. And based upon that goal, let's say it's to serve 40 clients, what is your conversion ratio between how many people you got into a call, which, by the way, for those of you that are already in the collective or you're going to be joining, our training today at noon is the 7-step process to serving and selling. And we go through exactly what you do on a consult or a sales call or a fitting call. So how many people purchase that you get on the phone? Now, obviously, these need to be people that are the right fit, because if you're getting on the phone people that are not qualified, they don't count. But we also want to teach you how to not do that. How many phone calls, consultations do you need over the course of a year based on that conversion ratio? And how many conversations or contacts, meaning emails, introductions, social media conversations, does it take to get to a phone call? And we're going to talk today in the training about how to have people asking for calls with you instead of chasing after clients. And then lastly, what are your pathways or your lead buckets to, oh, thank you, Irina, to make sure that you're creating that type of action in your business, that type of business? And what's the total number of individual contacts you need in order to achieve those goals? So that was day 7. And then, let's see, basically on Monday, I don't have a worksheet on this. On Monday, we talked about how to do it all and in what order for coaches, for creatives being, website designers, brand designers, people that do logos, consultants, and more. We walked through it with kind of every different occupation there under the sun. And so, this is kind of our last call for now until we decide to do another masterclass, which will be a while because it takes a while to recoup in between these. And we're dedicating, 90% of our time to serving our clients that we have. But my question is, what is that gap and how are you going to overcome it? What is your strategy? And for those of you that are really, really clear that it is the time to not just be motivated, to not just want to up level, but that you are unreasonably committed, right? There's a huge difference between a want and a commitment, but that you are unreasonably committed now, not waiting for a perfect time, but understanding that there's never going to be a perfect time. You have to take the time and make it perfect, right? And money loves speed. So if you look at success, the reason that you've seen stories and testimonials, and interviews of people that built fast is not because there's anything special about them. And I think everyone's special. It's because they made a commitment to get into massive actions, and their desire and their commitment was bigger than their excuses. And I see a lot of people that really want things, but they're still at a point where their excuses are larger than their desire. And until you tip that scale of your desire being larger, until you find a way, until you make it more about your resourcefulness and less about your resources, you're going to stay stuck. And I don't want you to be there because I know, because I've been there, and it's very frustrating, right? In fact, being stuck in infocrastination and overwhelm and in excuses can extinguish the fire you have for your business. So let me close down that. For those of you, I want to answer one other question that I keep getting. Let me find this. This was from one of the women who is joining, and she asked a question about time. And I realized I did not address this. And it's such a great question because I get that we all have ideally we're not busy, right? But we all have very full schedules. And what does it look like to be part of a group like this? Okay. So I just want to give you a quick breakdown because some of you saw the calendar, and let me know if you want me to pull up the calendar if you haven't seen it. I can do that in just a moment. But you saw the calendar and you went, oh my goodness, there are trainings almost every day. Is this going to be overwhelming? I'm already struggling in my business, right? I'm already completely booked. I already feel exhausted and overwhelmed, and I already can't make time. I couldn't attend the masterclass, or I couldn't, re-watch the recordings. So how is this going to be different, right? And I just want to give you a quick answer on that. So first of all, we have on average about 3.5 hours a week of trainings. So 3 trainings minimum, sometimes 4. And then we have the Momentum Mondays that are 15 to 20 minutes, right? So our members find that if they dedicate about 5 hours a week, they can make huge strides in their business. So what does that look like? That looks like attending at least one of the trainings, ideally 2. On Wednesdays, we always have very specific workshops. And on Fridays, once a month, we have a monthly business exchange. We have a goal setting workshop, and then we have some bonus trainings. But if you catch at least one Wednesday training, the 20 to 30 minute Momentum Monday, and then the every other Friday, and for each of those 1 hour trainings or 30-minute trainings, you plan an additional 30 to 45 minutes to actually put the clarity and the action you got into the training in your business. You're going to be blown away by what you save. So I want you to understand that. You're going to invest some time so that you can create more time and save more time. Because what's happening for many of you is that you are in infocrastination, you're in overwhelm. Okay, I'll pull up the calendar in just a moment. You're in infocrastination and overwhelm, and you feel like this is going to be added on top. And I want you to understand that this is actually going to replace a lot of the work you're probably doing that's not getting you the results you want. And so as you know, I'm a mom I have 2 small children, a 5-year-old and an almost 2-year-old. I've got the Pitch Club business, a podcast, lots of passions. My husband's a founder at a startup. And I still own a real estate brokerage, which I don't spend a lot of time in. It's my zone of excellence. So I 100% can appreciate like how much your time is precious. So let me pull up that calendar and I will give you an exact idea. The other thing to understand is we tell people it's a buffet. And I'll pull this up and show you. It is a buffet. And what that means is when you go into a buffet, you know, probably nobody's been at a buffet in Las Vegas in a while, but when you go into a buffet, let me show you. When you go into a buffet, you are not meant to take a serving of everything, right? That's not the goal. The goal is to say, based upon how I feel and what I want right now, what should I sample? What am I going to take just a couple bites of? What am I going to take, you know, a good serving of? And so each, you know, in the beginning in orientation, we map out your year. We have our 2021 goals, not goal setting, our 2021 marketing plan where you create your marketing plan for the year. And each month and each quarter, you get clarity. So each quarter, you get clarity on what are my big goals, what I'm going to focus on each month. Each month, you get clarity on what are my goals this month, making sure you refine them to make sure that they're actionable now. And what are my goals each week, and you calendar that in. So that hour spent saves you, 10 plus hours, right? Because you're being proactive, not reactive. All right, so let me share my screen here. Yeah, Lauren's the girl that takes the serving of anything. Irina says she loves that she's been able to pick and choose which live trainings are a must and which you can rewatch later. Every single training is recorded, has a worksheet or a presentation. Someone gave a mad face. I don't know why. And yes, we have tracks. We'll talk about that as well. So, okay, let me share the calendar and hopefully you can see this. It's a little small. Okay, so what you see here is, make this a little bigger. Okay, so what you see is, oh, there we go. What you see is two things. So first of all, I want to scroll down to the bottom and I want to show you the tracks. So if your goal this quarter is to launch a course, a program, or a membership, we call it beta and beyond, you've got a specific color. Those are your must-watch trainings, right? Or must-attend live if possible. We have, if you want to launch a podcast or a book, PR superstar, or speaking, systems and scaling. This is where a lot of people start with. Well, actually, most people start with positioning. They're in a new business or a pivot. They want to get clarity on their offerings, their avatar, where they're doing prospecting or lead gen, their sales process, right? All of those things that are foundational. Then systems and scaling. That's things like rolling out resources for your clients, creating standard operating procedures, up-leveling your prices and reaching out and communicating that. Like Kristen Day explained, I think on day 5, she talks about the fact that she had raised her prices. She had changed her prices to product pricing and then increased them. So overall hourly, she was making 25% more and then communicated that to all of her clients and they all accepted because we gave her an exact blueprint to follow so she could show up confidently in doing that. Lead generation, we call this the make money fast. For those of you that are like, in the next 60 days, I need to make back my investment. Or we have some people that are starting with brand new businesses. And I'll give you an example of this. One of my one-on-one clients, no worries, Dahlia. She had a corporate job and she wanted to, by the end of the year, this was last January, we started working together. She wanted to leave her corporate job by December of 2020. This was before the pandemic, right? Well, the pandemic hit, and in March, her company said, we're shutting down in 4 weeks. So you've got 4 weeks. And she said, Rebecca, I need to create a business in 4 weeks. And she went with like 200 social media followers. So this was not through social media. In 4 weeks, by the end of March, well, I think it was by middle of April because the pandemic happened mid-March. In the middle of April, she had a $4,000 a month coaching business in April, right? By the end of the year, she was at $10,000 a month. Right? And by the way, this was while having a 2.5, 3-year-old that was not in childcare. So she was doing this in the pockets of her time. So that's what we call the make money fast plan. And of course, we mean doing this with complete authenticity and providing value, but it means we're going to focus on getting you offerings that you can scale fast and take in clients fast and bring in income fast before we're going to focus on the group programs, the podcast, the PR, all of those other things, right? And then of course, lead generation and sales. And then for those of you that have a side hustle or a network marketing business, we do have some resources and training there as well. So let's look at this. Momentum Monday, just to give you an example. So here's some of the creating referral partners, right? So some of the things we talked about in the masterclass, but diving in more even to the how-to. Selling the gap to set yourself apart, how to pull your audience. Calendly, using your calendar, and those of you that have booked calls, by the way, I opened up because I had several people that I moved their calls from this morning in order to do this. I had several people that I opened up calls for. So Lauren, if you don't mind dropping in my calendar, I am opening up a few spots this afternoon. This is not intended to be a free strategy call. Right now, do we talk about strategy? I have a hard time not, because it's my zone of genius. This is intent to be a call for those of you that are still, you're really looking at the collective, but you're just not quite sure. Or you are like, I want to make this happen. Rebecca, how do I create the income in the next 60 days if I'm putting this on my credit card? And that is what we'll focus on in a 20-minute call. So I want to offer that call to you. If you are ready, if you're committed to up-leveling your business, right? And you're ready for your commitment to be bigger than your excuses. I have 2 or 3 spots left. Lauren will drop in the link. Okay. So those Mondays, like I said, that's 20 to 30 minutes. Occasionally we have a bonus on Monday. So we've got our monthly network marketing call. We did the hourly versus package and value stacking. So similar to what you saw on the Friday training, except, doing hot seats, breaking it down, breakout sessions. Ignore the pink. This is actually the 5 days to fully booked. So that's not something that happens every month. And this is also the Goal Getter group. For those of you that are in the Goal Getter group, if you join the collective, while you are absolutely welcome to join in our free trainings, you don't necessarily need to, because we dive in so much further with exact templates and how-tos in the collective. So you can have your Tuesdays and Thursdays open, right? Wednesdays, I always do one training Wednesday, and then we bring in experts. So some of our experts, Email Marketing 101 with Elise Cruz, creating a show-stopping offer with Stanford learning designer Steph Woods. She also did one, understanding your course types and what to charge, with Haley Edwards, finding gold in the DMs. And I'm trying to think, who's tomorrow night? I've got to pull up my calendar here. If you can see my calendar, hold on. I love color coding. We definitely teach organization too. So, okay. So tomorrow, oops, that's April. Oh, that's today. Oh my goodness, today's the 31st. Tonight is Lead Magnets That Convert with resident digital expert, marketing expert, Elise Cruz. So lead magnets that convert. And today I am teaching the 7-step sales training process. Okay, so going back to the calendar. All right, oops, there we go. And then on Fridays, again, we've got monthly business exchange. We have a monthly goal setting workshop that we just did this last week. And again, all of the recordings are available in the collective group. Okay, last thing I'm going to share, and then we're going to jump off. We are going to be on time today. That never happens. Is for those of you that are ready, that are saying, I am more committed than my excuses, right? I am really ready. I understand that there's never going to be a perfect time. I have got to take the time and make it perfect. I'm ready to be seen as the expert. I'm ready to up-level my business. I'm ready to up-level my income. Here is what you get. Here is what you get. Oh, Irina said, if anybody is wondering whether the collective is comparable with a product-based business, the answer is yes. So Irina does bespoke jewelry, right? And we have other people that do a physical product. So yes, absolutely. Well, 100% I can in my sleep work with coaches and creatives. I do love working with just females in business, right? Because the process of sales, marketing, positioning, branding, customer journey is not different, right? You just have a slightly different product or service, but we still teach you on how to create value in your sales process. Okay, so what do you get as part of the collective? And again, we are closing out, well, the bonuses, some of them are happening today. So we've got a call at noon and a call at 5. I do have a couple of people that said, what happens if I don't join today, but I still want to join? So if you don't join today, our orientation starts on Sunday. So, or not Sunday, Monday, the 5th, I believe. So technically, you could join up till Sunday night and still be able to participate in the orientation and in the training with KK. However, you won't be able to be live on the trainings today. So if you are really close and you're just trying to figure out how to make this happen, reach out to us and let us know what you need, okay? Book a call with me. If you have a significant other, now I would say if your significant other, I get it, you want to make sure that you're making supported decisions with your significant other, but if they need to see this, let us know if we can get one of the recordings to you, maybe day 5 or day 7, right, on how to reverse engineer your goals. We will get you one of the recordings that you feel will be most impactful to helping make that decision. Okay, going into the collective. Yes, Liz, absolutely. We do have people that have product-based services. All right, and in person, 100%. We've got interior designers, design firms. We have realtors. So we've got a really wide gamut. In fact, what I'll do in just a minute, permission to go slightly past 10, is I'm going to pull up a little list of who's currently in the collective and what they do for you. Okay, so this is what you get: the private Facebook community with opportunities, collaborations. You can crowdsource your information. You can say, like, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? Give me feedback, right? You have industry expert trainings. We put 50. It's actually significantly more. We probably bring closer to 60 to 65. Actually, that doesn't include the community expert trainings or the community experts. My Pitch Club course. Now, we're calling it the Pitch Club. It's actually being rebranded as PR Superstar. This teaches you how to get press, podcasts, publications. As of April, we're going to be adding into that how to launch a top-ranked podcast. I've helped more than 16 female entrepreneurs launch podcasts. We are also adding in the 5 days to fully booked masterclass. Now, we know that ended up going 9 days. All the recordings will be uploaded in the back end. So for those of you that are joining the collective, if you want to go back to it, you will have all of those trainings at your disposal. Okay, the Momentum Mondays, the live trainings, workshops, and hot seat coaching. So if you show up and you have questions or you want to be hot seated, we allow that on every single call. Your quarterly goal reset. This saves you hours of time. It gives you complete clarity. I mean, I'll show you mine in a moment. I did through the end of the year, which is what you can expect to see on our orientation where you map out your year. The monthly goal setting sessions, monthly business networking and exchange and networking opportunities. You get to tell the other women, here's what I do. Here's my niche. Here's what I'm looking for. Hey, ladies, I'm looking for partners to interview me on my Instagram or on your Instagram. I'm looking for someone to speak in my group. I'm looking to speak in other people's groups. You can ask for exactly what you're looking for and be supported by the entire community. Okay, opportunity, weekly trainings with me, opportunity to be featured as a guest speaker. Now, what does this mean? Is you get to, let's say you're going to create a new workshop that supports or sells a new product or offering, right? And you get an opportunity to practice it in front of your collective sisters to get feedback of what you can improve, tweak, optimize right there. You get testimonials. So if you're training on this workshop, you get testimonials about what type of shifts it created that you can then use for social proofing in your testimonials, your highlights on your sales page. Meg, will this call be posted? This call right here, yes, will be posted. Let me know what you mean, Meg. But yeah, absolutely. This call will be left up. And you, Meg, this will be sent out in an email as well. So opportunity to be featured as a guest speaker. And then the bonuses. So 30-minute call with me. If I don't lose my voice, right? Excuse me. All right, losing my voice here. All right, 30-minute call with me. And what I decided is because we're about maxed out on calls, is I'm going to extend this for up to 20 members. Up to 20 members. Anything over 20, we will not be able to honor. The other bonus, and what I did is for anybody that's paying in full, they're going to be getting a 1-hour call with me, which is valued at an extra $500, right? But what we're giving to everyone that signs up by this Sunday is paid in full, or sorry, not paid in full. Anybody that signs up, ignore the paid in full. Boxer walkie-talkie access to me and Lauren for 60 days. If you're in the collective now, you know this has been an absolutely priceless option, right? And then today, now, if you're not joining live, you won't be able to get, live workshopping or ask questions, but you'll still have the recording, the opt-in creation session, the lead magnets that convert, the business basic bootcamp. That is going to be this Saturday. So this Saturday, basically everything that we covered in the masterclass, we're doing a business basic bootcamp where we're going to be working on your niche statements, on your expert topics, on some of those basics that you need to social proof your business, right? So clear call to action. What should your lead magnet be? Niche statements, clear call to action, your lead magnet. I think that's it. I think those 3 are going to be the business basic bootcamp. But so those of you that are either coming in, even existing members can do this, but those of you that are coming in to get started, you have this to come in and have a bootcamp so that you feel super ready, right, to launch. 7-step sales process, that is today at noon. So Lauren, if you don't mind dropping in the collective link, it's the pitchclub.online/collective. Drop that in. If you're on the fence, make sure you join today. We will get you immediate access to be on this live. You get to actually create a template for your individual business. And then the quarterly goal workshop and worksheets, your 2021 goals and marketing plan intensive, that's a 2-hour workshop. And I'll give you an example of what that looks like. And then you get the private peak performance workshop with Tony Robbins. And again, 12 payments of $625, or you can pay in full for $1,000 off. Okay. Oh, last thing, what I promised is I would go into the group. Let me do that really quickly and give you an idea of the types of businesses that we are supporting, right? Lauren just dropped the link in. Yes, so one of our Inner Circle Mastermind ladies who is now part of the collective is a fashion designer who was on Project Runway twice. She has products in Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's. She's had art installations. She's been on TV all the time. I mean, we have incredible women, not just as experts, that are also part of the community. Okay, so in the collective, and when I'm pulling this up, I want to give you an example of what we do. All right, what we create. Grab the whiteboard. You know if you can see this. Okay, whoa. All right. You can see most of it. So this is an example. So it says priorities, but this is my calendar. Is what I am doing, and this is what we work with on every single woman in our group, and that's what we do on our 2021 marketing intensive, is if you want to launch a podcast, if you want to launch a course, whatever you're doing, the time periods that you do it, when you're going to work on it, when it's going to be launched, we get really, really specific. And we get down to what you're going to be talking about in your social media, in launching, or in your email marketing, or in your conversations. So we get it drilled down so you have complete clarity. I have experience, over $1 billion of sales experience, and running corporations that, our top years, we did 300 to 400 million in sales. And I ran marketing teams. My largest team ever was 48 people. I was managing a $2 million a year advertising and PR budget. And I bring all of those strategies to you as a small business owner. Like, this is not something you will get anywhere else. Anywhere. I mean, I've never seen it. And I paid a lot of money to be in groups. Okay. What was I going to say? The last is, who do we currently support? So that you have an idea. I'm just going to run through an example of our types of members. And if you have specific questions, either reach out to Lauren or book a call with me. Again, I've got a couple of spots left. So these are an example of our members and their goals. Now, I'm not going to say their names because I want to keep privacy. Okay, so we have an artist who is launching. She is launching a children's book. We have a nonprofit owner and health coach who is launching a program, group coaching program, and writing a book. We have a corporate executive who she's already launched a course, is launching a podcast. She's booked multiple paid speaking opportunities, over 10 publications, over a dozen podcasts. We have a web designer who we've talked about, Kristen, but she was really looking to create standard operating procedures, to up-level her rates, to get clear on her clients, to provide more products and support on the back end. We have a nurse practitioner who would like to leave her job and go full-time in her business. And so she has brought on new clients, is launching a group program. She's already gotten a collaboration partner out of the collective. And I actually showed an example of her the other day. And also she has significantly upped her one-on-one pricing. We have someone that's in network marketing that is creating all of her education for her team. We have a online business manager who is got a lot of clarity on what her products are, has doubled her rates, and has gone from 3 to 7 clients in 60 days. So she's booked out until June. We have a time management expert who has launched a program, is been getting tons of press, and is also taking on higher price one-on-one clients. We have a coach, a success coach and happiness coach who has launched virtual staycations and is also doing collaborative opportunities. We have a health coach who has now gotten published 4 times in the last 60 days, is launching group programs and up to one-on-one rates. We have a designer who is working on getting published. She has actually a photo shoot for Dwell magazine later this week. And she is also creating standard operating procedures in order to be able to spend more time in her zone of genius. One of my favorite examples, Jen Sino, who in 1 year, she actually launched in June, has gone from $4,000 a month to her top month of $53,000, has brought on new team members, been named the #1 trainer in the world, and has launched multiple programs. In fact, she's got one program that's closing cart today that's brand new. We have a former accountant who has built a virtual CFO business and financial membership and is guesting on podcasts. We have a former teacher who is launching a coaching business for female entrepreneurs with ADHD. We talk about niche. We have a social media manager who has built out a 6-figure business and gotten press and built out a course. We have a personal trainer. A personal trainer, web designers, copywriters, digital organization strategists, sleep experts / chiropractors, web designers, trainers that is launching a homesteading fitness retreat, another personal trainer, dermatologist, functional medicine doctor that has launched a group coaching program, a top-ranked podcast, co-written a book, got to be a contributing writer for Brains Magazine, a human design and purpose in research PhD candidate, a artist, a meditation and breathwork coach launching programs, a makeup artist, a astrologist, a recruiter, a woman that is going from selling her brick and mortar business to launching her design business, another chiropractor, a functional nutritionist, another human design expert, a Pilates studio owner who is creating the Pilates of Peloton, a sales trainer, another web designer, a real estate agent, another chiropractor, a baker, a former attorney and corporate executive who is creating a business for students that are graduating college to be successful in the workplace, a CPA for network marketers, two luxury jewelry concierges, a spiritual coach, a doctor who is launching her own group practice and a book and a podcast, a media consultant, a health coach that's been getting tons of PR and is launching a group program and launching a podcast. Actually, I've got 2 of them that do almost the exact same. A virtual marketing executive and a mindset trainer. And that is just some of them. Oh, okay. I can't do any more. That's enough. All right. So Liz, I'm so glad that this stands out. So again, for those of you that are really feeling called to step up into your commitment and it's bigger than your desire, this is our invite to you. If you need something, reach out and ask, okay? Ask Lauren, book a call with me. Uncommunicated expectations don't get met. It is your permission and your responsibility and your privilege to promote your business, but that starts by asking for what you need. That starts with being resourceful. And so I invite you to be part of this group. I invite you to step into your higher self who is breathing life into your business so that you can create more impact and more income. Ladies, thank you for joining this recap. I'm so excited for the privilege of being able to support so many of you in the collective, and I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday in our next Pitch Club training.